Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'd like to welcome you aboard the Arbuthnot today. To introduce the crew, our engineers Adam on deck with us George and Super John. As we get underway, I'll give you a brief countdown. Once again, we'll stand to the bottom. So a couple of items that we need to cut out as we keep going. Firstly, high cabin. Then I cut it on the top end. Rear cabin. Put on the rear cabin down on the main deck. Operating safety equipment there for emergency use only. In the event of any emergency, please remain calm and follow cruise instructions. So we're all well aware of social distancing rules now and what have you, so you can just exercise those where possible around the cruise, we appreciate it. There is hand sanitizer rather than ventilator and stand in cruise time. And we do go around and sanitize all the touch points around the place. First, now you see up here, it's only 150 was original length.
When he's organised, he'll let you go down underneath and have a look at the engine, whatever. Thanks, Bill.
Largest inland river port in the southern hemisphere. Boats just ahead of us here, the larger white one is the Britannia, down from that the Black Shag, then the Adventurous, the Barracuda and the Ranger. They're all privately owned boats and they've been built up over more recent years. The boat you're on at the moment, the Alexander Arbuthnot, was built 1923 down at Kundruk. It was named after the owner of the sawmill down there for whom it was built. It was used to tow their logging barges, transporting their timber. Then later on it was sold, going back up this way to Yilma Station, where it's then used to transport charcoal from the Barma Forest back to Echuca for the gas producers. Round up here to head back downstream. If you look up ahead now, you'll see another steamer at its moorings, the green one there, called the Hero. The Hero's an old heritage boat that was originally built in 1874. After quite an extensive working life, it burnt and sank in 1957 near Boundary Bend. It lay on the riverbed there for 40 years before being recovered, and as you can see, it's undergone its timber-hulled steamers still operating in the world. It was built here in Echuca in 1866. It spent the first part of its working life as a passenger and tow steamer operating out of Murraydown Station near Swan Hill. Later on it was sold, it came back to Echuca. It was bought by the Murray River sawmills here. They used it for nearly 90 years, towing their logging barges to and from the Barma Forest. They operated right through to about 1956. 1958 they sold it off to the sawmills down at Warringah in South Australia. Down there for a couple of years, then the Echuca Historical Society bought it, and with the help of the local Apex Club at the time, they brought it back here, and via a series of cofferdams floated up out of the river into the Hobwood Gardens, where it remained in the park there as a static display for about 20 years. And it was restored, refloated, and recommissioned here in 1985 by Prince Charles and Princess Diana. Left here there's an old barge, an outrigger logging barge called the D26. It's one of 4 owned by the Murray River sawmills, and they were all towed behind the Paddlesteamer Adelaide back in the early days and used to transport their milling timber. It was originally built as a single-deck fishing boat, operated as such until 1938 when it was converted into a light draft cargo steamer. 1945 did a promenade deck on top, last enclosed it, became the passenger carrying boat you see there now. Private Murray behind that, built up in the mid-1970s on the C24 barge. It's an old outrigger logging barge that have been recovered from the bottom of the river from where it sank upstream from the Echuca-Moama bridge, with the brightest diesel electric power. Over on our right here, built as a coastal ketch operating out of Melbourne, around the coast there for many years. Later on it went up onto the river system down in South Australia, and a few years back, or quite a few years ago, it had a major refit. Came up to Echuca by its new owners, brought it up here about 18 months ago. Had it out of the water and out of the water there for a while, and some repairs and maintenance to it. Boats along the left here, there's a couple of different houseboat companies that I'll leave the comment in there for the time being, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions, feel free to talk to the crew. Otherwise, we're back for that, and enjoy the cruise.
So of course on the
there's the amphibious going back in the water. I'll probably just leave it like that for a while apparently.
Taking any water or not? Not going enough to walk. It'll get a little bit. Yeah, it's a bit low at the back.
We're nearing the end of our cruise now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'd just like to thank you for cruising with us on the Alexander Arbuthnot today. I hope you've enjoyed your experience on an authentic old paddle steamer, and hope you enjoyed the rest of your stay in and around Echuca-Moama. Thank you.